Good morning to you. Hello everybody, my name's Donato and welcome to my daily show. Today is Wednesday the 12th of December and it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks I've been doing this daily vlog, and today I'll be talking about the delayed one, about how we can reduce the risk of being sick, which would help us as runners. So cue subtitles. So yes guys, what prompted me to talk about how reducing the risk of getting ill? Obviously one of the key things, we talk about injuries and so on and so forth, but which obviously we don't want, yeah, and there's ways of reducing those risks, but I don't hear anyone talking about reducing the risk of getting ill, because when we're sick, and I've seen for me that's happened this year, it has a serious impact on how we can train, and on race day as well. You know, if we're sick as a dog, I wasn't too well on Sunday for the turkey trot, but I went out there and done the best I could in that time. Wasn't too well. So there's things that I've seen now. We're coming to that time of year. Remember the time of year we talk about fads and things? Now I'm not saying this particular thing is a fad, it's just the things that it's claiming that it can do. You know, that the guy said, you will never be ill again. Which is a bit of a bold statement, that you'll never be ill again. And this is all coming from a guy who's called the Iceman, or the Wim Hof method of breathing. And as I say, I'm not here to knock that particular technique or anything, but I believe, right, the reason why he's never been ill is whatever methods he's using, I believe he is stress-free and happy. Yeah? And I'm sorry if it sounds, there's nothing more uncommon than common sense. I'm sorry if that sounds a bit of common sense and basic stuff, but that's why I believe the guy Wim Hof, as if he claims he's never been sick with that method that he's using, is because he's stress-free and happy. Maybe that method helps him to be stress-free and happy, but I think deep down he is a stress-free kind of guy and happy, and that's why he's never been ill. But I'm going to go through some common sense, practical tips. You can go and have a look. I'll leave some comments below, but you can Google it, the Iceman, Wim Hof. I think some people who've taken to this in certain areas of the world, maybe they need to replace some of the letters and put AK in there, and yeah, that's how they'll feel. Whoops. Yes, so I'm going to go through some tips on how to reduce the risk of getting ill, and as I found that works for me, because prior to me being ill in, I think it was March this year, coming up to Boston and London, with the winter of discontent, not the winter of discontent, that was in the 70s, wasn't it? Oh, back in time. It was the what is it? The beast from the east, winter, snow, all that kind of stuff. It was bad weather, but I became ill, and that was the first time I was ill in over 10 years. Over 10 years. I've never been ill. I've had the odd little bugette, you know, you catch the odd little bug, but I've been able to remain away from illness, and it was just one of those things that I caught a bug, and I'll go through some of the details of how we can reduce those risks, but I need a quick sip of my tea, because all this talking, oh, it's so nice, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, well, let me have another one. So what are the key tips to reducing the risks of getting ill? For me, when I work in a lot of offices, confined spaces, and where I got my book from this year, I think it's a combination of being in office. When people are ill and they come into offices, germs spread, don't they? Yeah, I know, common sense. I'll be reiterating some of these, but they're common sense. And I remember in one office, one guy came in, and you always get someone who, you know, however ill they are, they're going to come in, they're determined to come in. And when there was a team of 12 of us sitting in one area in the office, and it took out 5 of those people in that office, became ill over a period of days, and that's quite a bug. Yeah, thankfully on that occasion I didn't catch that bug, but during March there was one of the colleagues who came in. He'd been off for a week, came in and not well at all, and I think a few of us picked up that bug. And yeah, so one of the top tips is when you're working in an office, and this is more for people when they are sick, is to take the day off sick, not to go in the office, work from home, like I'm working from home, is that if you've got a bug, don't spread the bug. So getting in an office, confined space, getting on a plane. Oh, there's so many things, It's all about not being in public places. So is this guy Wim Hof? Does he work in an office? Is he in confined spaces? Is he in any of these? If he's not, then that probably means why he's never been sick. Yeah, because the less contact you have with other people, the less risk you have of getting ill. Does that make sense? Yeah, I mean, if you go into a swimming pool, there's germs in there as well. If you're susceptible to picking up germs, then you'll pick up those germs. Yeah, I'm about to pick up my cup of tea. So in conclusion, we've got to keep it practical, haven't we? Yeah, keeping it practical. We can't avoid going to work in offices if we work in an office. If we work in a school or with children, we can't avoid that either. Public transport, if we use public transport, we can't avoid that. So how do we reduce the risk of getting ill? Going back to what I said before, is to basically reduce our stress levels. I think when we're stressed, that makes us susceptible to a lot of things, and it causes so many other illnesses and so on and so forth. It's just a case of how we reduce our stress. How do I reduce my stress? Well, I try and be happy. Keep a happy perspective on life. Having lived a rich, full life so far, touch wood, it's been pretty good. There's been some bad times, there's been good times. That's life, and it's learning, dealing with the good and the bad. And there's many ways in which people can deal with being stress-free. I find, for myself personally, I find yoga very helpful, and also breathing, meditation, being mindful and being in the moment is a way of helping me be stress-free. I'm not totally stress-free. There's always stressful times, yeah. Got that deadline to get, is that person going to get back with the information I need, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on every day. We have the stresses and pressures, but it's having a body that can help deal with that. Often as runners, as I said at the very, very beginning, we focus on the physicality of things and don't think about the mental side. So the physicality of how we reduce the stress on our bodies, stopping our bodies breaking, we have rest and recovery. And it's the same with our minds. We need rest and recovery from the stresses and strains that we have each day, and having some time during that day. And even on these watches and stuff, and I remember having on a Fitbit, and I think it's on the Garmin, and I don't know if it's on other devices. If you want to leave some comments below, there's a breathing app on here where it allows you, and it takes you through a breathing type exercise which helps reduce heart level, helps reduce the stress. It's fantastic stuff, and you can learn it. I mean, I've learned it and taught myself from other things and use the technology as well. So you can use the technology to do that for you as well. So I'd very much love to hear from you. How do you deal with reducing the stress levels in our daily lives that helps you as a runner, and also in your life, in our lives, the less stress that we have amongst people and communities, I think the better place we would have. Yeah, would you agree? I certainly would. My throat's drying up again. I think whilst it's improving, it does keep drying up. So yes, hopefully you found this really useful, guys. It is common sense, yeah, and as I said, there's nothing more common than common sense. So hopefully you found it useful. I'd love to hear your comments below, and I keep saying thank you all so much coming here each and every day watching these vlogs, and I really do appreciate every positive comment that's left below there, and thumbs up. You're all great. I do appreciate the love and caring and sharing that we have here on the Daily Donato Show. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I haven't worked out what topic I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Thursday. Is it Throwback Thursday? Thunderous Thursday? Whatever. I'll be talking about something. I'll work it out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Everyone's a runner, baby, that's the truth, that's the truth.